Hey guys, it's Mr. Calderon with Queen My Pawn. Today we'll be discussing one of the trickiest questions I've ever encountered. It's tricky because I've given it to so many of my students, which have varying levels of excellence, and basically only one of them got it right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the question. So first of all, let's examine the table and let's make sure that we understand what's going on here. So take a minute or however long you need to examine this table. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question now. Okay, and I guess I could actually type it here in the URL bar. By the way, I got this frequency table from the mathbitsnotebook.com website, and I'm glad I did because it opened my eyes to how tricky some questions can be. Basically, before I get into the question, or I'll do it after the question. Okay, the question is, do men or women prefer to drive sports cars? Okay, so this isn't like anything stereotypical, it's just based on this information. Do men or women prefer to drive sports cars? So that's the question. So go ahead and pause the video, take however long you need to answer the question. And yeah. Okay, so you probably answered female. I'm afraid that's incorrect. The reason why you probably answered female is because, oh, I see 45 versus 39 males. For 45 females versus 39 males, obviously there's gonna be more females, right? But let's see how many males actually voted. It was 39 out of 60 males that voted for sports car. So you put that in a calculator, you're gonna get something like 65%. But if you look at the amount of females that voted, way more females voted. And now you have 45 females that voted out of 180 for sports car. So when you compare the two fractions, 39 over 60 and 45 over 180, it's clear that the proportion of men is larger than women that voted for sports car. Now, what I wanted to say about this question, by the way, the answer is male, obviously, is that this question pops up on the SAT very often. And I would get this question wrong all the time. Because look, it looks so easy. Like, oh, I'm just reading a table, right? And then like when I go do the practice for the SAT, back then, when I went to do it, I would always get like half of them wrong. I'm like, what? How did I get it wrong? Well, the reason why we have to consider the fractions is because we're comparing two different rows. And if the amount of, if the totals are the same, then okay, fine. Obviously it's female, but the totals aren't the same. They're different. So it's different proportions. Now, maybe when you just look at the numbers by themselves, you would ask yourself something like, what do females prefer to drive, SUVs or sports cars? Well, now you're only comparing one row, and you're seeing if they prefer sports cars or SUVs. And yeah, it's 135 versus 45. The total amount of SUVs or sports cars doesn't matter. So, yep, that's the trickiest question that I've ever come across, because only 1 out of 100 of my students has actually got it right. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. Also click subscribe button for more content like this. And I'll see you on the next one.